we are here. I really have been counting down the days for this live, Gretchen.
I know, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. So how I always start is, in case there's anybody new, we can't see you or hear you. So please, hey, Chris, I knew you were coming. Yay.
Hey, Chris.
So if you're new, please make a comment. Let us know you're here. Say hi. Feel free to ask questions, make comments, talk to each other. Hey, Rachel. Rachel's a faithful participant. So please feel free to make a comment. And if you want to be a fly on the wall, that's fine. But like I said, we don't know you're here unless you make a comment. So with that being said, I am two reasons why I'm so grateful Gretchen is here today. One, I have a really bad head cold and a sinus infection, so I know she can carry the show. Because I'm so low energy today, and so that's the opposite of Gretchen. And she is a fellow coach, and I respect her work. And she's a executive leadership coach. So Gretchen, first, share who you are, what you do. I see you have Newman, and Charlie's not in the room with me. So I'm like, Charlie and Newman have to have a play date.
They do.
So go for it.
Yeah. So thank you. And I'm so excited to be here. You're one of the first people that I met on New LinkedIn. And yep. I'm so grateful that you are one of the first people I met because you're so amazing and supportive. But yeah, I am a coach too. I am a career strategist and leadership development coach. And what I primarily do is I help people build systems for themselves to get themselves to goal. And that goal could be any number of different things, but that is my specialty. That's my area of focus. And so I operate in the career space, but also mindset and confidence coaching go very, very deeply hand in hand with that. So yeah, that's me.
Yep. And mindset needs to be first on everything. So I'm a business coach and leadership coach and want to create great leaders and profitable businesses. And we start with mindset.
Yep. Period. Absolutely. Yep. I'm working on right now. I'm finishing up the third part of an ebook that's all about the 3 key drivers of personal engagement. And when I was still in my corporate role before I opened my business full time this year, employee engagement obviously was very big. And I did a pilot for that. I did a whole program on that in 2015. But there's a missing piece in a lot of corporate and a lot of businesses where the personal engagement piece has to be addressed first, for the holistic approach to engagement. And so I'm working on finishing that, and that should be done by the end of the month. And I'm really excited about that. But yeah, mindset is everything. I actually just uploaded an edited version of a very long version that I didn't mean to do yesterday, but it was my test to restream. And where I kind of was talking about how mindset for me literally changed everything. Yeah.
So you started your own coaching practice this year.
I took it full time this year. So Career Insights Consulting is the name that I chose. I don't know why I didn't just stay with my name, but I chose that one. And so I've been coaching since 2009. So I started doing that because a company that I worked for had a change of ownership and leadership. And with that, they ushered in a huge change, and that meant outsourcing an entire department. And so I had some really good friends who worked in that department. And this company they have had now a redo of management, but it's a great company. So great. Yeah. People stay there forever.
So what month did you start?
I opened my business in April of this year.
So March 1st. So
you and I are so
journey, right?
We are so
March 1st. Same thing. I was a internal coach for a coaching company, and a lot of changes in leadership and the CEO, and there was I got to the point where my 108-year-old self was looking at me in the mirror going, what the F are you thinking? And I quit, and I'm starting my own practice. It just was no longer in alignment with what I valued, period.
And I mean, for me, when I started, it was really to help out. Now, after that was 13 years ago. And so moving forward, the last couple of years, last 10 and a half years rather, I was at another company where I built a department. Content Creative Services was my department. I built it, I staffed it, I created 2 production studios. Marketing was my thing. but not my heart. So the thing that always made me the happiest was developing people into what they wanted to become. They didn't even know they could become.
Right. Exactly.
It gives me goosebumps when you throw a light on it somebody that they don't even know is there or don't believe is there.
Great.
And so same thing. I had a sort of epiphany after, like a lot of people did. And I really thought, I'm 53, I knew I was going to be 53 this year. Why not now? Why stop? Right? I've been doing this for so long. Why not take it full time? And one of my clients was like, why don't you just do this? Because I had already decided I was going to give myself a birthday present last year and leave my corporate job.
There you go.
Know what I wanted to do, but I was still seeing my clients. And she goes, why don't you do this?
Do this.
I'm like, I don't know. Can I do it full time? I've never done it full time. It's always been on the side. So here we go. You and I are really so like, I know that's why I feel so connected with you. Yeah.
Yep. Ditto. Right. And yes, we have very similar journeys. And do you see, so I loved Chris's post on LinkedIn. And so I don't know can you see what he on his comments? How about human development, Gretchen and Tanya?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of how it affects you as in your career, or how coaching can affect human development. I mean, because that could go a couple of different ways. I mean, coaching to me is one of those things that it is about potential, tapping it, goal. There's something that you are looking to achieve, you're aspiring to, and coaching is the facilitation, how you do that. It's a lens that somebody else can come in and help you see something about yourself and the way to get there that that may be eluding you, right? Because we all go through life with the sort of, focus of what we've been told, how we've been raised, what we've been taught, and that's how we go through life.
Yep.
And we miss things because of that. We miss like opportunities, and we miss things about ourselves because of that.
So coaches need coaching, right? I have a coach, right?
I do too.
So I'll share a story, then you get to share a story. So I was invited to speak at the WISE conference in Houston in September. I had never, there's like 350 women in the audience, and that feels like a lot to me. I know that's for a lot of people, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that was 349 more than I'm used to, because I do a lot of one-on-one, right?
It's so great though.
But I did it, and I loved it, and I want to be a public speaker when I grow up. It was amazing. Yeah. I mean, just to get the interaction from the audience, and I so believe that none of us work to our potential. There's so much potential in all of us. All right, so now you get to share a potential story.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where, well, it's actually, I mean, I was going to share a funny thing that my coach, when I opened my business, she was like, outreach, because all my clients have always been referral. It's been a referral only business the entire 13 years until I opened my business.
Yep.
And then, you really need to, open yourself up to more people. How do you do that if you've never done it? So she was like outreach, and I tried it like cold. I can't do it. I reached out for help from like Jenny Holder and a bunch of people because I can't do it. And I made a video about it now that I'm getting more comfortable with video, where I was like, I was such a pitch, like cold pitch with a P, because it just felt so not me, And so that was one, but I, like with everything else, I want to try everything. I want to try it. How do I know if I can't do it if I haven't tried it? And I say that from the perspective of having spent years not trying it. Like I today I uploaded a video about, victimhood and how I got into my victimhood, and it absolutely limited me. I used it as a reason not to do everything, so many things. And so hi Lisa. So that really was a great story in terms of tapping a potential that I didn't know I had, or didn't want to admit that I had, or was denying myself. I was doing all three of those things.
Yeah.
So now that I'm kind of decided, I'm in. I'm all in. I mean, they say, if you're born in October, we're all about balance, but we're either all in or we're all out. So maybe we're really not. And I'm all in on this. Again, turning that light on in people, it is everything. It makes me just so happy. It's like,
Yeah.
That and Newman are like on par.
I know. I mean, and I know that's why I'm here, right? Is just to have, my clients do things they never thought they could,
Absolutely.
make the money they never thought they could.
Yep.
I have one client that I've coached now. We're going on our 4th year, where she had a business that was a hobby, and I can't share a lot of details for confidentiality, but it was a very hobby-ish business in her garage, making very little money, where now she has in San Diego has this huge building and about 8 employees and making $500,000.
Good
It's
for
just
her.
never thought she'd ever have something like that.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah. I'm looking at the comment, Richard Branson. Yeah. And that's the thing is having, not only having the idea and the kind of that internal belief, like you really, you have it, but having somebody who can help you bring that out, that well of confidence to that will be there to support you. That is your safety net, that confidence, right? Because it's going to catch you when you're like, I can't, I'm afraid, I shouldn't. What are they going to think? Your confidence is going to be the thing to go, you know what? Push on. You're going to get there.
Well, yeah. So Chris keeps making some great comments, and I can't keep up with them. So thank you, Chris. Keep posting. But yes, I posted today about leaping, and I am a leaper. I leap, and then I figure it out. Oh, maybe I should call a coach. Maybe you're right, but I've already leaped. I've already quit, right?
Yeah.
So yes, and not everybody is a leaper. No judging, right? Some people need a coach to help them with the leap.
Oh yeah.
But we got to leap.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing, is to help people realize that potential. And again, what's right for one person may not be right for another, but there's something in there, right? That people, if they have a goal or desire, a lot of times what happens is there's something in us, one of our 9 saboteurs, that will come forth and go, nope, we're going to stop you from this, right?
Yep.
It's going to be
absolutely.
Yeah. And like for me, it was, my biggest one is the pleaser. She is a problem for me. But for a long time, like I was mentioning, it was the victim was a big problem for me in terms of what was sabotaging my success. I've never been an avoider. I don't really have, the sort of, rational one. But when it comes to those are my big ones. And so everybody has a degree of those. And figuring out what it is that is contributing to the behavior that might be giving you a challenge to take that first step, whatever that first step is, And like when I decided I was going to leave my corporate role, I was a marketing director at a big company, and everybody was like, you're insane. You're freaking nuts. You're nuts. You're going to, and everybody, oh, this won't work out. What are you thinking? You're going to leave your salary and your 401k and your benefits and your bonus and all this other stuff.
We had the same we had the same loving, caring external saboteurs, because like, what are you thinking? And I'm older than you. So like at your age, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody, that was pretty much everyone except like, my husband and some other people, but most people were like that. And it's just one of those things that I don't know how, and I can't say why. I don't have a crystal ball, and, but I just know it's one of those things, you have that gut feeling. And I've never been one to like, gut feeling, let's follow it. But this one was like, oh, you're not going to not listen to me. You're going to listen to me.
I say we're going to kick him to the curb, flush him down the toilet. And right. Because every human on earth has those voices, whatever theirs are. Yes, Rachel, we can all take quantum leaps. Absolutely. Yeah. So Rachel, I'm going to challenge you. Put your quantum leap in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. Because everybody's got something, and everybody has something that helps them, enables them to be able to do something like that. I mean, like I was mentioning to you, I'm getting more comfortable talking about it, but for anybody who's still in corporate and in a company who's like, don't post on LinkedIn, we can't monitor everything, so you really can't, share. And then you're in your corporate role, so you probably don't want to. But for a lot of years, there was a lot that went on that only people who were super, super close to me knew. And like I was mentioning to you, part of the reason why I honor it now, I listen to myself, I understand that something is going on, and I also have to reinforce it, is because, like I was telling you, starting in 2014, it was just this cascade every year of really, really bad things, you know, and I mean, bad things had happened before. Like I was mentioning, I got diagnosed with MS in 2009, but in 2014, that's when I had actually, thank goodness, begun to work on getting rid of that victim coat, because my niece could, you know, that year was a watershed year. I gave my parents a wedding anniversary present that ended up really hurting my mom. They had a hot air balloon crash, and my niece hung herself in December of that year. So my mom had already been injured. My niece died. My mom is still injured. She spent all of 2015 rehabbing, only to be diagnosed with cancer like days before Christmas 2015. And she died January 12th, 2016, less than 3 weeks. And
that's rough.
But you know, it was incredible. I mean, like, what do you do? My sister's still dealing with her daughter not being there. We're all trying to figure this out. Now my dad's by himself. And then 2015, you know, I still am mystified how my mom spent all year at the doctor's rehabbing and nobody noticed she was sick. But, you know, 2016 ended with my dad being hit by a train. You know, they live in rural Alabama, so you have to cross tracks to get to the post office, which is where he was going. He survived. You know, he spent 9 days in trauma, but that was how that year ended. And then, you know, 2017, Steve had minorly invasive heart surgery that he was supposed to be in the hospital for like a week home, normal activities. He didn't wake up for 6 days. And he ended up having to go to a rehab hospital to learn how to walk and feed himself and all this stuff again. You know, and that was, you know, 2017. And then, you know, he had to medically retire that year. Just things, you know, happened. And then in 2018, our house blew up. And it was like, can I get a break? I mean,
no,
like, seriously.
That COVID hit 2 years later.
Right, exactly. And I got us to mediation with the insurance company because we had to sue. And when we settled that lawsuit, literally it met up with and dovetailed with the world shutting down. And that, all of those things that, I mean, they teach you lessons, you know.
Absolutely.
You have to go through those and you have to figure out where is the nugget in there, where's the positive, there's something positive in there. And there are people who'll tell you that's terrible, that's awful, there's nothing good that can come of that. And I can absolutely walk you down the path of how to find that. And and it's only because I've lived it, right? That old that phrase that we were taught, you know.
Well, that's the best nugget, is that you're still here standing.
Right. And if you live it, give, right? And so that is, to Lisa's point, that quantum leap. I know what she's looking for, and it is going to happen. And I love the progress that she has made, because everybody has that. Everybody has challenges. Yep. Everybody has support to get through them. That's one of the reasons why I actually love LinkedIn right now, because that whole community, which did not exist before, it was not here before. So Chris
asked a question: who defines success, you or them? So for me, and then you'll answer, is them. It's their success, not my success is my success. It's their success. And then my favorite question after they've reached is like, what's next?
Yeah. I think success is subjective. It is what is most important, tangible, and relevant for the individual. And so for some people, it's going to look different for everyone, but I think it is subjective. And so when people come to me, and it's very important for me to know, like you said, Tanya, what is success for you? Where is that? Where's that mark? Where are we going? Yep. And then when we get there, exactly. Now what? Now the good stuff can happen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's the best.
I gotta remember to stop and celebrate. So I want to stop and say hi to Susanna and Karen and people that have been hopping on. Lisa. Yeah. A couple that are going to laugh and probably roll their eyes and might have some comments after I say this. I struggle with stopping and celebrating. In fact, I did a LinkedIn post about it not a few days ago, because it's like, yay, you reached it. Now what? It's like, wait a minute. How about we stop and celebrate a little bit, right? Yeah. And then do the now what? So so for room for improvement as a coach is to stop and celebrate the wins. Yeah. And then what's next?
You have to, because you can miss them. And you may not even identify something as a win that is literally you crossing a threshold over a challenge that stopped you before. Yeah. You know, and the smaller the win, the more you should celebrate it, because you could miss it. You could miss it. you know, and you don't want to miss it.
No, and every step is a step, right? No matter how big or small. No,
Newman, sorry.
Newman's welcome, and Charlie's in the other room. Otherwise, Charlie would be here too. So we're good.
Sorry, you're hearing his tail, I'm sure.
So does anybody have any questions for Gretchen? While we're here, we've still got about 10 minutes. So any questions? And if not, I want Gretchen to share a story, because she was starting to share with me about her energy, which is infectious, but very clear, right? So
yeah.
So
hi,
Carla. Carla, say hi to Newman.
I know. So yeah, I mean, I was telling you, I've been called like a walking exclamation point, and this is all my mom. Like, she's just all energy. But no, please stop. And he'll match your energy. All dogs will match your energy. But yeah, when I was in school, it was not like, especially for a girl, like it was not really something that a lot of teachers had a lot of patience for, that kind of energy. And people would want to attach a name like fidgeter, you know, daydreamer, and that kind of thing. And it was just, I had a lot of energy. And I had one coach or one teacher who was a coach, and Coach Crawford, John Carroll High School, and he wasn't going to have it. And any time I raised my hand, go to the office. Go to the office. And I'm like, I have a question. And I started to challenge him. Wait, I can't ask my question? I'm getting all chicken neck, right? I can't ask my question. Everybody else gets to ask their question. Go to the office.
Go to the office.
Because he knew if you wind me up, I'm gonna keep going. And yeah.
So not such a great human moment on his end.
Yeah. But yeah.
So Carla wants to know, have you always been this positive?
So no. I think overall in my life, yes. But I think when if I'm being honest, and I gotta be, when I got diagnosed with MS, no. In 2009, I went through a few years of major victimhood. You can't tell me anything. Nobody knows what I'm going through. It's all terrible, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I realized that was preventing me and people I love from doing things, experiencing things, and I was missing things. And it's really just universal intervention that I started to know that when I did, because that when and the universe, this is what they do, right? That whole, like we talked about, give you a feather, give you a pebble, give you a rock, give you a boulder. By the time I had really done the deep work of getting out of my own victimhood and reframing my mindset, that's when things started to happen in 2014. Yeah. So you're feeling good about things. I've got this. I'm, doing all this great stuff. And then the universe goes ping, ping, ping. Yeah. How good do you have it? How well can you do it? And it'll test you. And so, Carla, I feel like I have always, this is me, but I stuffed me into this very not happy person for a lot of years. And I'm not happy about it, but I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore. And I feel really grateful that I figured it out when I did, or I would have missed being there for my family all those years when they could not be there for themselves. Because none of those things were directly me. It was all someone else. So, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of, unbridled enthusiasm. That's me. Yeah. I can't help it.
And I like how Chris rephrased it. Life happens for us, not to us.
Yes, and right? I've talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In fact, I was talking about that with my daughter this morning when I went through my divorce, and I was thinking, gosh, this was about 7 years ago. And then when I actually did the math, it's been 10. So it's like where time flies, and that's going to be corny, but yes, time flies.
Yeah.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Right. And it happened to me, happened for me. Right. And it happened for me. Yeah.
And sometimes you don't see it in the moment. But if you can stay present to what's happening and know you've got to look for, there is something positive. And trust me, when my house blew up, I was not on the page of, let's dig for the positive. But you go through enough, and I had my first panic attack after that happened.
Yeah.
You're paying a mortgage on a house you can't live in. You got to find some other place to live. You have nothing, so everything has to be furnished or whatever. We're in Florida. It's, like vacation place. Good luck finding short term. Like all of that was conspiring. You got to hire a lawyer, got to work, you got to do all this stuff. And it was terrible. But that's exactly why. And when I had to really dig deep and invest in that. I am going to find, and I have affirmations that I say every day. And the third one every morning is, everything always works out better than I expect.
Yep.
And it always does. And there are days I'll catch myself. I'll be like, that happened. That did work out better than I thought. Dang it, but it bears out. And I have some that, and when I started, I did not believe them, but I told myself, I'm going to say it till it's true. Mm-hmm. And they become true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to interrupt because of time and honoring everybody's time. I always ask 2 questions.
Yeah.
So the first question is, give all of us a sneak peek into your next chapter, right? You and I have been sharing chapters of our life, and we all write chapters. So throw it out to the LinkedIn family right now. What's a sneak peek into your next chapter?
Yeah, you're looking at it. I turned 53 this year. I opened my coaching business full time. I took it full time after 13 years part time. And this is it. I mean, this is my next chapter, is just putting it out there and helping everybody I can authentically find their authentic path.
Yep.
And that is everything. That is my next chapter. And I want that chapter to be like the long one, right? So,
well, you can write a whole book around that. So, my next chapter is very similar to yours. I want to keep growing my business, and one of the things I've been challenged with is having a 2-day retreat towards the end of the year, coaching retreat. So you and I need to talk, because I don't want to be the only one leading this retreat. But
and I don't know if you know this, but I have a spreadsheet, which I call my own little coaching referral network for people who reach out to me. But if I'm not the coach for you, and if I don't offer the support, you're on there. Like, there are people on there that I like to be able to refer people to, because the whole thing is getting people the support they need. And if I'm not it, I'm going to make sure I know where to find it for you.
Yeah. Well, because hiring a coach is very personal, and you got to connect. You got to connect, and that's why I never look at any coach as competition. Or when I coach a realtor or a roofer, it's like, there's plenty of humans on this earth that can use our services.
Absolutely. I mean, and like you said, I mean, if it really is about just getting people that support, find it. If it's not you, find it for them. Do the legwork. Yep. They're out there.
Absolutely. Well, it's like my kids. Both of my kids have reached out to coaches, and obviously moms can't coach their kids. I have a 24-year-old and a 26-year-old. So I've connected them with some great coaches, and at least they say they are. So good. Yay. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Second question. When that voice isn't quite tuned in right? So what you're a little low, or something not quite as energetic and positive as authentic Gretchen is. Is there a song, a book, a poem? What do you turn to change that station?
I do a couple of things, but yes, my favorite book is this one, Power of Now. Absolutely. And it's dog-eared and has all these little things on there because there's so much like rich wisdom here. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite, Heroes, David Bowie is a big one of mine. I love that one. Yeah. But I do have, in the moment when I feel myself skewing negative, I very quickly tell myself out loud 3 things I'm grateful for. But then I have a happy memory that no matter what is happening, I can thought switch to this one, and it cracks me the frick up, because I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. So we used to ride horses a lot. And the girl I rode horses with, Amanda Howard, we would always go over to her house, tie him up to the tree, and then head in. Her house always smelled like bacon. And even when nobody was home, nobody was cooking anything, it smelled like bacon. And I always just wanted to just be in that house and smell like bacon. And so that, I don't know why I have that memory. It is such a strong memory. But when I am feeling low, that actually mentally is the first place I go. And it makes me smile. It cracks me up. And that's where I go. But, the book is definitely that. I could open it to any page and find something that will jog me out of the mood that I'm in. Yes. Because again, if you change your thoughts, you can change your world. You absolutely can. Yep. So that's where I go.
Yep. It's like we're ending where we started, right? Mindset is everything. Making sure we're turning into that right mind. I call it a radio station, and when I metaphor it, right? What station are we tuning into? And we're ending with a mindset. So, and yes, Chris says, Carrie says bacon is the best. It is by far the best. So yay, you were in good company.
Yeah.
Oh,
God. And I love Carla saying smell memories are great, because that one, absolutely. I can't explain it, but it makes me so damn happy. I don't know. It's just bacon.
Well, ice cream's my favorite. It doesn't really have a smell, but it has a taste memory, I can tell you. That's for sure. Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. This was really fun, Gretchen. So
yeah,
shout out how people can find you. Obviously, we connected on LinkedIn, but shout out, let everybody know how they can find you if there's other places besides LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. Here, careerinsightsconsulting.com is my website. I do have a YouTube channel. I started a Facebook page when I opened my business, but I think I'm going to sunset that in December. I'm just not a Facebook person. But definitely, careerinsightsconsulting.com. And then, YouTube. So I'm hoping now that I'm more comfortable with video to grow that a little bit. So there is that. You can search me by my name. I know they have handles now, but you can search me by my name.
Well, it doesn't take long for this to turn into a video. I mean, this is recorded, right? So you can go back in and make comments. So, if you have any comments, go ahead and put it in, or questions. And then Gretchen, you can go back, as you learned today, right? You can go back and make comments. Yay.
Yeah.
Isn't it fun learning all this tech stuff?
I do. I love learning new things. And even when I knew it wasn't working yesterday when I was trying it, I was like, well, figure it out. Everybody's seen it now. So I need a tech coach.
I just connected you with a great one. You're gonna be
You did, and I am meeting him on Monday. Yes, and I'm very excited about it. Yes,
Chris, he's been a guest on my live on What's Your Story. He shared his story. He's a phenomenal.
He's usually here. Now all the ones I've been to, he's been in the audience.
Yeah, he has. He's been super supportive, and I would not be here if it wasn't for my tech coach. So yay for coaching. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. If you want to shout it out, your quantum leap in the comments, throw it out to us, throw it out to the universe. We are going to rock 2023.
Yeah, we are. Everybody is.
Yay. All right.
Thank you for having me, Tam. I really, this was so fun. This was
really fun. We'll do it again. Part 2 is not that far away.
Awesome. Right. I hope you feel better. Bye.